It's nice to see that you've retained some of your more experienced, I don't want to call them older, I want to say more experienced players, and especially some of the young ones that you've got, and most, the guy, Craig Evans, who was 2007 Les Avery Under-19 State League Player of the Year. Now that's a fantastic achievement, and he has played really well over the last few seasons. I just hope he's able to go on with it. Was he able to play last year in the seniors at all?
He didn't play as many first-team games as he should have last year, as far as I was concerned. But that, that was sort of a little bit down to, I guess, a couple of niggling injuries and just maybe the where he was at in his life. I've had some really good chats to him during the pre-season, and he seems to be focused again now. He had a good game last weekend against Cumberland. I thought he did exactly what I wanted him to do, and like I've said to the rest of the guys, if you do what I do and we lose, well, I can't complain. But if you don't do what I do, then we'll have to look at making some changes, and he's responded pretty well to that, and I think he will have a good season this year.
So what are you as a person? I mean, you've taken on this huge job, this huge role to be the senior coach. Your father's stepped down, he's gone back to Mobbery, I hear. He's involved with Mobbery again, so he's gone back to his old club. What are your objectives as a coach this year? First of all, for your team, and then for your club?
Yeah, well, I guess I had to sit down, and I haven't gone into too much detail with this, but I did say to the players we need to set some realistic goals. We need to set some individual goals, and we need to set some team goals. My realistic goal for this season, and hopefully it comes through, would be to try and make the top 5. I think that's a goal that we should make, and looking at the other teams in the league, it's going to be difficult. I've already said on the radio that I think the top 4 certainly. You got your West Adelaides, for example, NAB, Playford, Northern Demons. They're all going to be wanting to get promotion. So straight away that leaves one spot left in the top 5, and there'll be plenty of other teams battling it out for that 5th spot. I could be wrong again. That's just an early prediction, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. That's my goal for the season.
So you obviously like top 5.
Never got to play in it. Missed out as a player. Missed out twice, right. With Para Hills and with Modbury. Just missed out when I was playing there. So it's something that I've never got to play in. So I guess from a coaching point of view, it'll be something that I'd really look forward to doing.
And Alex, of course, we've got 2 positions to being promoted. 2 clubs being able to be promoted to the next league. You've got teams like NAB, who were the thorn in the side last year for the State League. We've got Sassy coming in as well. We're going to look at the teams later on in the show. You would obviously be hoping to make the top 5, and not only that, but would be the big objective would be to be promoted into the Premier League.
Look, I mean, the way the top 5 is operating in the State and Premier League, it's really a separate competition, so it doesn't count for promotion. So all the teams, well, most of the teams will be aiming for the top 2. Now, whether this top 5 takes off because it hasn't got the same carrot at the end of the line as it did a few years ago. I like the old system where the minor premier got promoted and the winner of the top 5. So I mean, once again, time will tell on that one, on how that top 5 series is viewed by clubs and players.
Fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. Of course, we've got 30 teams in the 3 leagues. We've got 10. So from what I've seen over the last 5-6 weeks with all these different competitions, it's going to be a very, very tight league in each individual league. We're going to have a short break now, and when we come back, we're going to look at the Premier League teams and the fixtures for the first round. So stick with us, because you're watching Full On Football.
Here we go. All right.
Welcome back to Full On Football, and yes, I would like to mention that our set does come from SA Fittings Warehouse, and we thank them because I think it's not bad, it's looking pretty good. So thank you very much to them, our new sponsors. We're going to have a look at the Premier League now, and actually we were supposed to have Charlie Villani on with us tonight, but he seems to have been caught up in no man's land, so not sure what's happened with him, but we're going to battle on anyway, because that's the way we go. We fight on. Well, you would be used to that. You guys fight on every week,
Well,
and you're going to have to get used to that. So, okay, let's have a look at the list of teams in the Premier League this year, because it is quite different. We've got, these are just in alphabetical order too, no other order. We've got the Adelaide Cobras, and they're of course playing at Weagle Oval in Plympton. Adelaide Comets at Sandhurst Stadium at Mile End. Adelaide Hills Hawks at the Hawks Nest at Woodside. Everyone loves going up there. Adelaide Olympic at Thebarton Oval at Thebarton. And I understand that that's being shared by West Adelaide Blues, but could be hearing something in the future about that possibility of not being shared. So I'll leave that with you until the State League, Alex. Then we've got Cumberland United, obviously being relegated last year from the Super League, so they're playing. They're at Bailey Reserve, Clarence Gardens. Enfield City Falcons at Rushworth Reserve, Blair Athol. Noarlunga United, they were promoted from the State League, as were the Adelaide Comets, and they're playing at Wilford Taylor Reserve, Morphett Vale. Port Adelaide Pirates at John Hart Reserve, Ethelton. South Adelaide Panthers at O'Sullivan's Beach Oval, O'Sullivan's Beach. And Western Strikers at Carnegie Reserve, Royal Park. A very interesting mix of teams there. Ben, who do you think are going to be the top 2 or 3 that we're going to be looking out for?
Ooh, I mean, obviously played against Noarlunga and Comets last year, and I was impressed with both of those teams. And I've got a lot of respect for Dougie Patterson. I know they've picked up a couple of new players there, and I think they'll do reasonably well. We play Cobras this week, and due to the heat policy, that will be kicked off at 9 o'clock in the morning, so a bit of a shock to some players, but so I'll get to see what they're like. Adelaide Hills, a lot of respect for Steve Maxwell, and I'm sure he'll get them really fit and playing well up there. And having played Cumberland on the weekend, I thought they were pretty sharp as well, and certainly their passing was very good as well. So I'm not sure. It's up there. Panthers have got a young team, and I know they've just signed David Ironside during the week, so I think he'll be very valuable for Panthers this season. Score a few goals, I'm sure. And Charlie Villani, I think Western Strikers had a pretty good season last year as well. So I think it's a mixed bag at the moment, but I think really on their day, any team can win that competition, I think.
Well, of course, Full On Football did request from all clubs to get squad information, and can I just say that from 30 clubs, we have had 11 clubs that have returned those squad sheets, and congratulations, fellas, because both of your clubs had returned them, so fantastic stuff. And that's what we need, because it gives us the information to be able to give you the information, our viewer. Looking at how they finished last year, you would have to say that Enfield City would have to be vying for promotion this year, boosting their team. They've got a lot of great players there. They have to perform this year to try and get promoted, as would Western Strikers. They've also been the unlucky, almost you could say ripped off a couple of years ago when the FFSA started, and they landed themselves back in the State League, had to fight their way back into the Premier League, and of course they ended up 3rd last year, 7 points behind Croydon. So and their last couple of games were their undoing. A bad loss to Adelaide Hills Hawks 5-1. I think it was round 11, or round 9. And then the last game that they played, Enfield, they lost 4-0, round 18. So they would want to be performing very, very well this year. I'd be interested to see how Cumberland United play this year. I don't know, haven't got the information from them, so I don't know how many players they've lost or how many players they've signed on. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And as you said, Adelaide Comets, they have always impressed me. They're a very, very professional club. Very, very professional, conduct themselves professionally, the way they organise the club and players. And as you said, Dougie Patterson, I mean, he went over to Victoria and did a bit of coaching underneath Ernie Merrick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, going back in January, I'm pretty sure he went.
Yep.
And it was sort of like a bit of mentor coaching. So, I mean, he's obviously out to try and be promoted as well this year. I mean, it's a big feat if they can do that. Kudos to them, congratulations, but it is going to be a big job. Now, Alex, I know you know a few of these teams, Cobras. How do you think they're going to go this year?
Look, I mean, the teams I would be putting your money on, Nat.
My money?
Your money, not mine. Look, I like Pirates, I like Enfield. It'll be interesting to see how Cumberland does adjust. I hear they haven't lost much, and I'm sure they'll be up there. Look, my dark horse too, I think Olympic will be all right. I know they probably lack a bit of depth in their first team squad, but they got some really good players there. And the newly promoted clubs, I'm sure they'll be happy to stay up, and probably be a learning curve. But I think it'll be a league split in two, to be honest. The top teams and the bottom teams, and I think there'll be a bit of a gap, but we'll wait and see on that one, Nat.